Everyone, today my partner and I are going to tell about one of the most interesting movies we ever seen.
Yes, we both really enjoy watching different types of movies, like, for example, action, comedy, and science fiction. But this one is definitely one is one is of our favorites.
The movie we chose is Avengers Endgame.
Mhm.
It's an action and science fiction film directed by the Russo brothers.
The cast is incredible, huh? It includes, for example, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Chris Hemsworth, Tom Hiddleston, and many, many other well-known actors.
The story takes place after powerful villain named Thanos. Thanos destroyed half of the all lives in the universe.
At the beginning of the movie, the Avengers were feeling sad, hopeless, and so confused. They were trying to understand what's happening while they were thinking about what to do next.
Some of them were living normal lives, but others were still trying to find a way to fix everything.
Mhm. Then something unexpected happened. Ant-Man appeared while they were talking about the situation, and he suggested the idea of time travel.
At first, they didn't believe it because it sounded impossible. However, after thinking about it, they decided to try.
Mhm. It's impossible, but so they start working together again. Again, this one important because they were building their team while they were preparing a new plan. It's important a new plan.
Yes, they traveled to different moments in the past to collect the Infinity Stones.
Mhm.
It's incredible.
See, so incredible. Maybe while they were building, they were also remembering important events from previous movies in the past, which made the story more interesting.
In addition, there were many action scenes. Some fights were more intense and exciting than in the other superhero
Mhm.
movies.
However, the movie wasn't only about action. It also had many emotional moments.
For example, some characters sacrificed their lives while they were trying to save others, to make the story more dramatic and meaningful.
Huh? I really enjoy this movie because the characters were changing and developing during the story.
I agree. I love it too because it combines action, adventure, and emotion in very balanced way.
In my opinion, this movie was better than most action films in the top, and it was one of the best superhero movies ever made.
Also, the special effects were more impressive than previous films, and the history was more complex.
However, some parts were a little long, and sometimes it was difficult to understand everything. It's so difficult sometimes.
That's true.
Mhm.
That's true. On the other hand, the final battle was the most exciting and comfortable part.
Mhm. All the heroes, in so many, were fighting together while the music was playing, and it created a very powerful scent.
Besides that, movies teaches important lessons about teamwork, sacrifice, and never giving up.
Mhm. Yes, and that is another reason why we think it is more meaningful than other movies.
In conclusion, we believe that Avengers Endgame is the most interesting movie we described because it has a great history,
Mhm,
amazing actors, and incredible action scenes.
mhm. Yes, that's why we choose this movie to present to the class.
Thank you very much for listening.
We hope you enjoy our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.